Hello, welcome to the fourth and last Orilium vlog for the autumn equinox. I'm really excited to film this one because this one is going to be very challenging. I have quite a few books I need to get through in the last 1.5 week of this readathon, and that's all gonna be in this vlog. So this vlog is gonna be 1.5 week long until the end of the readathon. Just for the reference, it is today August 21st, it's Monday. How I'm doing reading wise, I am listening to It Starts With Us by Colin Hoover. I have it on audiobook on Scribd. That is for the prompt astronomy. Last song that you listened to and the words from the name of the song are supposed to be in the title of the book. And the last song I listened to before I did the TBR was With You. Initially, I wanted to read The 5 People You Meet in Heaven. However, I started that, and after 5 pages I gave up because it was giving me anxiety the way it was written. So I decided to go for another one. And I decided to go for It Starts With Us because I read 2 other books by Colin Hoover, both listened to on audiobook and both I listened to really quickly. So I hope I will be able to listen to this one really quickly as well, even though I'm not trying to listen to it really fast, as in like in 2 days, because the rest of the books I do not have audiobooks for them. So if I have time, I will be reading physically and then the audiobook when I can't read. So I don't know how long it will take. Anyway, I'm listening to that. I'm about halfway through. Some interesting things started happening. Because in the last vlog, I said that it was all very predictable, nothing's happening. And we'll see, it's just the boring book so far. But now some interesting things started happening and we'll see where it goes. Anyway, that is for the audiobook, but now it's also time to check what I'm going to be reading physically. So let's go to my physical stack. And that is right here. And so I want to focus on the Wild from Druid calling. And in Wild from Druid, I have only 2 books left that I haven't started. And that is The Silent Patient and The Red Lease. And they are both for the same subject. And the Red Lease is for ordinary in shapeshifting. And Silent Patient is for distinguished in shapeshifting. So I'm going to start with the ordinary because I already read my qualified book, so that needs to count in case I won't be able to finish The Silent Patient. So I'm going to be reading The Red List by Matt Haig. I'm super excited. I need to get the bookmark. So I found my bookmark, Shapeshifting, for The Red List. That is the next book I'm reading, and I'm super excited because Matt Haig is one of the most favorite authors. So let's go read The Red List. I'm so excited. So, a little update. It is now Tuesday, technically Wednesday. I just now wrapped up the sprints, so it is 12:30. We ran pretty long today, and I got to read a lot today. I started the red list after work today, and I'm now 103 pages in. So that's quite some chunk. I'm really enjoying it. It's not the typical Matt Haig story. It doesn't feel so far like it has very many mental health messages in between the lines. But it is very much Matt Haig writing, and I just love his writing. It just feels like home. So I'm really enjoying this. And I also made a little progress on It Starts With Us. I've been listening to it a bit while I was doing dishes and stuff. And I listened to that to 46% of 46 pages of it today. So I'm at 60%. And stuff started happening. Not like super exciting, but enjoying it a little bit more. But still waiting for some serious things to happen. But we'll see. So that is the update for now. So I'll talk to you later. It's time to go to sleep now. Hello, this is a new angle, but it is dark. It is now Wednesday evening, 11 p.m. So it is dark everywhere. So to get as good lighting as I get, I'm facing the lamp. So this is very weird angle. Nevertheless, I wanted to update you. Haven't read much more of this. I read only 2 pages today, but I hope to get a little bit more read today. Still, it's only 11, but it was the big mosquito. But I made a quite good progress today with It Starts With Us. I have only like 25 pages left. I am almost done with it. I'll probably finish it tomorrow. So yeah, that one is growing on me. I kind of like it. It's some things are bothering me, some things I really like. It's so. It's okay. It's a quick read as usual, Colin Hoover. Yeah, I think that is it for the update. Now it's time to go to shower and yeah, just chill and read a little bit of Red Lease. So that is the plan, and I will talk to you probably tomorrow. Hi, it is now Thursday evening. It is like 9:30. It's almost 10 actually in the evening. That's the logged library on G's channel. I hope it won't get copyrighted. That would suck. But anyway, I have a little update for you. I finished It Starts With Us by Colin Hoover. The audiobook was great. It was on Scribd. Yeah, I found it on Scribd. And I don't want to go into details what the book is about because it continues from the previous book. It ends with us. So if you have read that one, you know what happens. And this book, It Starts With Us, continues from where It Ends With Us ended. And if you don't know, I don't want to spoil it for you. But I think I enjoyed this one a bit more because in the first book, in It Ends With Us, I was really annoyed with the main character's Lily's decisions. I thought she made very bad decisions for herself considering her history, and it just didn't make very much sense to me of how she could make such decisions. So I didn't enjoy that one that much because it just was not that believable to me. But this one made much more sense and it was pretty good. It was still some like very annoying characters, but that's just how it goes in books, right? Like you need to have some drama. But yeah, I enjoyed this one a lot more, I think. So this one I would give, well, I gave It Ends With Us 3 stars. So I'm thinking I like this one better, so 4 stars, but it just doesn't feel like a 4-star. It was just a normal story with nothing special really. So I think 3.5 stars. We're gonna go with 3.5. why not? So 3.5 stars for that one. So that is my book for astronomy. So next audiobook that I started, and I hope, well, I'll get to read it physically as well, but this is the last audiobook I have, so maybe I want to spread it out a bit, I'm not sure. But it is The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. And this is a thriller about a woman who kills her husband, and since she did that, she never spoke a single word. So she is in kind of like a prison psychiatric hospital kind of thing, serving her sentence, but she hasn't spoken a single word since they found her at the scene of the crime. So this is going to be pretty much about like what actually happened, or like why she killed him, and yeah, we will see. So I'm now 16 pages in. That's how much I listened to today, and yeah, it's just beginning. So far not that much, like no opinions yet. I have high expectations because people absolutely love this book, but also because it's been a hot minute since I've read a really good gripping thriller. So I'm hoping this will be it. So we will see. This book is for the prompt chair on the cover. That one is for distinguished in shapeshifting. And I made some progress in the Red List by Matt Haig. I am now on page 148. Not quite halfway through, but almost. So doing some progress here as well. I'm really enjoying this one. So this is about the family of vampires. I'm not gonna say more than that because even the vampire word in the book itself is mentioned a bit late. So in the beginning, if you go in blind, you wouldn't even know that they are vampires. But like it's widely known that it's a book about vampires. So it's not quite a spoiler, and I think it's quite obvious from the beginning as well. And yeah, it's written very much like from the beginning. There are some things, you know, the people have some secrets, but you don't know what the secrets are, so you're kind of like trying to figure out, put the pieces together, and it's fun. I like this one. So these are my two last books for the Wild from Druid, and yeah, hopefully I'll get this done quickly, and I hope I really enjoy this. We'll see. And then I have 2 more books to go through, so it's already Thursday, so I have 1 week left. Yeah, tomorrow I don't think I'll be able to read much, or I'm not sure if I'll be able to talk to you at all, because tomorrow I'm going out. I'm going to my friend's dissertation defense, and then he also organizes a dinner and a party afterwards. So his dissertation is at 1 o'clock at our old school, well, at his current school and my old school. I went to that school as well, so maybe I'll show you that because the campus is beautiful. I love the place. And then after the dissertation there is dinner at 6 at one place in the city, and then a party afterwards. So it's gonna be a busy day full of partying, I assume, or well, I'll be out with him all day and Henrik will join for the dinner and the party, so I won't get to read much tomorrow, but hopefully on the weekend, even though I have some plans for the weekend too, so we'll see what happens, but I'll keep you updated. So need to go cram a bit more, cram more of the Red List. That's the plan.
But he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd goes so loud. But the words won't come out. He's choking out. Everybody's joking now. The clock's run out. Times are over. Now back to reality. Gravity.
Hello, it is now Sunday, so I haven't talked to you in a long time, and I still don't have time to talk to you. Okay, calm down. It's 4 p.m. and I have a little bit of a makeup, or whatever you would call this, because, well, I want to go to the window because better light, because I filmed my TBR video, my ping pongathon video. I'm really excited for this to go out because it was madness. I didn't expect to be so bad at ping pong or ping pong. Beer pong, what is it called? Didn't go well. Anyway, I did that and now I had something to eat, a little bit of lunch, late lunch. And now I want to go out to see Henrik's game because he's playing. It's beautiful, warm weather. Well, considering it's end of August in Sweden. And so I want to go out a bit, like spend a little time out because yesterday I didn't go out at all because we were cleaning. Henrik's parents came over for dinner. So it was a busy day. I didn't have time to talk to you because, again, we got up late because on Friday we partied late. We got home at like 2:30 a.m., went to sleep, slept in, and then after we got up, we just started cleaning and I felt like I didn't have a good proper reading update for you. So I have some updates for you now, but I don't have time to talk to you right now because I need to go catch a bus and it's Sunday, so the buses go like once in 15 minutes. So it's need to go. So I will talk to you when I get home in the evening because I've done some progress with the silent patient, especially because I've been able to listen to it. And now where I go is like 1.5 hours to go there. So again, I'll be able to listen in 1.5 hours to the book, but I gotta go now. So. Hello, it is now 8:30, so just got back from football. Henrik's team won again, so great. But to talk about books, as I promised. First of all, I want to update you on some changes I've done to my TBR because on my TBR was Eragon, but I just wasn't doing as well as I hoped so. So with Eragon on the TBR, I would have, as of today, I would have to read 266 pages a day to manage to finish all the books by the end of the month, which is completely unrealistic for me. So I need to switch out Eragon. And Eragon I had for 2 books because I had the perk of being able to count book longer than 500 pages for 2 different prompts, which Eragon had 700 pages. So I counted it for 2 prompts, so I need to replace it with 2 books. So I found 2 short books that I could squeeze in instead. So the first prompt was debut book, qualified in animal studies. This both is for my Beastmaster. And there I had Eragon, but I'm gonna switch it out for Death on the Range by Nikki Haverstock, which is first book in the Target Practice series, I believe. It's a cozy mystery book, and I got this one on the Stuff Your Kindle Day back in June. And it is 166 pages long, so that should be a quick read. And then the other prompt I wanted to count Eragon for was for Ordinary for Restoration, and the prompt was start a book before bed. So here I could choose absolutely anything but start it before bed. So here I decided to go for a Rebel Girl, another Rebel Girls book. And this one is gonna be Ada Lovelace Cracks the Code. And that one is 121 pages long, and the audiobook is about 1.5 hours at one speed. So that's gonna be a really quick read, I believe. So this makes it a little bit more manageable. At this point, this would be that I have to read 172 pages a day for the rest of the month, which is still a lot. However, more manageable than 266. So we'll see how that goes. With that being said, I want to talk to you about the books that I'm currently reading. So I'm currently reading the Redleys. I am now on page 214, so just something over halfway, 64% through, and I'm really enjoying this one. It is really like depending on the mood how much I enjoy it, because sometimes it's just like I'm just reading and like, yeah, it's fine, but sometimes I'm like really into it, like I just love the style it's written in. So yeah, we basically just follow this vampire family trying to discover who they are and who they want to be, kind of thing. I don't want to say too much because it could be spoilers. There is not that much happening, but something's happening. But yeah, if you like Matt Haig, you're gonna enjoy this as well. So I like the Redleys. And then the second book I'm reading, I'm listening to this on audiobook actually, is The Silent Patient. And I am, let me check, I've listened to it on the way to football. Okay, here I'm on page 227, so about 66% through. and I'm really enjoying this one. It keeps me guessing at what happened. I don't know. I have so many different ideas of what could have happened, but I still have absolutely no idea. I'm completely lost, honestly. Like, I do not know. I don't know. So it's gonna be really interesting because, like, do we have unreliable narrator? Because we do have a point of view of Alice, the woman who killed the husband. We have excerpts from her diary. So now, is that what really happened, or was she planning it and she was trying to take you off the path? I don't know. I don't know what to think. I'm really enjoying this one. It's really, really good. I can't tell you much because spoilers, but I really like this one. It's like very much page turner. I want to listen to it. I want to read it all the time. I don't want to put it down. And yeah, very interesting. I need to know what happens. So that's the update. Now I think it's just gonna be a nice evening. Henrik, as you can hear, is preparing dinner, and after that I think it's just gonna be relaxing evening, doing some self-care, take off the makeup, maybe take a shower, make some tea and stuff. So just to relax and read. Okay, time for update. It is now Monday evening, almost 9 p.m. I just got out of shower and I just have a little time, so I thought I would update you. I finished today The Silent Patient. I just couldn't stop reading it. I just had to finish it, even though I wanted to stretch out the audiobook over the next couple days because I don't have audiobooks or that many audiobooks left for the readathon, so I wanted to stretch it out a little bit, but I just couldn't. I had to read it all. So I finished it around lunchtime, and now I actually had to come back and revisit it. Like, what actually happened? That doesn't mean it wasn't a good book. It just means like I was a little bamboozled as to what happened. I have to say I am a little bit disappointed. I expected a bigger twist than that, because the twist that was here, I had that idea from the very start. Like, I didn't know everything around it, of course, but I had a little idea. I suspected it, but yeah. But I suspected everyone in the book. So it was like, oh, this could be. Oh, this could be. Like, I actually didn't know, but I had the suspicion. Anyway, it was really, really good. I enjoyed it. I missed something in here. So it's not a 5-star. There was little something that I don't know what. Just something missed. But overall, it was really good. I gave it 4 stars. So The Silent Patient, great. The audiobook was amazing too. Really liked it. I also made a little progress with the Red List, but not much, maybe about 20 pages, so nothing. And then I started listening to Ada Lovelace Cracks the Code while I was making dinner. And just now I realized that book I actually picked for the prompt, start the book before bed. And making dinner does not quite count as before bed. So I started the book. I listened to about half of it. I mean, it is really short. It's like 1 hour 20 or something. But I listened to about half of it. And I can't count it because I didn't start it before bed. So now I need to start another book before bed. Luckily, I do have another Rebel Girls book. It's called Junko Tabei Masters the Mountains. And again, it's a short 1.5 hour audiobook. So I'm going to start that before bed today, so I can listen to it tomorrow, because I can't do it again. Oh my gosh. So yeah. Why not read an extra book? Anyway, that is the update for now. For Wild Form Druid, I have only this book left, and I have about 30% left. So I'm gonna read it now, try to get as much done as possible. Tomorrow I'm going to, well, not office actually, I'm going to like a site visit out, but in a town outside of Stockholm. So we need to take 1.5 hour train out there. So I need to leave home at like 6 a.m. and then train 1.5 hour there and 1.5 hour back. So I might have some time to read on the train. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a fun day. I never have days like that, so it's gonna be exciting. obviously tell where I am, what I'm doing. I'm on my sprints, but it is not Tuesday, it is Wednesday. This week I had to cancel my sprints on Tuesday. So I'm doing kind of like a replacement sprints on Wednesday. Right now it is 10:30 p.m. And yeah, so last time I talked to you was like Monday evening when I told you that, I wanted to read. And then the next day, on Tuesday, I was going for like a meeting and site visit in a different town. So I did that, went with a colleague to a different town. So I had to get up like 5:50 or something, get up in the morning, and it was all good. Then after we got back to Stockholm, I had some unexpected events happening. I had to go to an emergency room, but all is good. No need to worry. But yeah, then I spent 3 hours in an emergency room, in the hospital. They did some tests and everything, and they fixed stuff, and they diagnosed stuff and everything. So all good. I'm all good. No need to worry. But that also is why I didn't talk to you yesterday when I needed to cancel the sprints, because I got home from the hospital at like 9 p.m. So I didn't have much time to read. I only read on the train on the way there to the meeting in the morning. And I didn't, even though I was 3 hours in the hospital, it was just absolutely not a reading mood. So I didn't read in the hospital. But I finished listening to Junko Tabe Masters the Mountains. And then I also finished listening to Ada Lovelace Cracks the Code. And they are both by Rebel Girls. And yeah, they were great. I loved Junko Tabe, Masters the Mountains. That was really, really interesting. She was the first mountaineer woman, really, kind of like a pioneer between like mountaineers, as the first woman to climb Mount Everest and all these kind of things. And it was really interesting, and I really loved that one. And then Ada Lovelace Cracks the Code was okay, but I didn't grab the point of it. Like, I understand what she did and how she was also a pioneer in her field or in what she was interested in, but she didn't actually do anything. Or I don't know, maybe I missed something, but it just didn't feel like it. Like, she wrote some articles and some analysis of computer systems or of potential computer programs, but she didn't actually do anything, so I'm not sure. So that one I didn't like all that much. But the Junko Tabe, definitely 5-star for what it is. And the Ada Lovelace, I think I give it like 3 or 3.5 stars. I don't like that one that much. I think that could have been done much better. Anyway, now I finished Red Lease, which was for the shape-shifting book with vampires. So I just finished it, and definitely not my favorite Matt Haig. That bar is very, very high with the humans. So that one would be very, very hard to beat. But I still enjoyed it. It was kind of horror-y. It's not like too gory or anything. It's fine. But there are some bloody scenes. So yeah, it was fun. It was a bit slow, but overall I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I think it was a fun story. So I finished the Red List. So with this book, I finished my Wild from Druid career calling, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy. So I definitely passed my Autumn Equinox with Wild from Druid, but I still have 2 books left for the Beastmaster. So I just started this one that's on the range today. I got like 14 pages in so far, but that one is not a priority. That one I will try to listen to when I go around doing chores or whatever. But now I'm going to focus on Scattered All Over the Earth because I do not have audiobook for this one. So I need to sit down and read it. And also today is like 30th of August. So tomorrow is supposed to be the last day of the readathon, which is gonna work if I do manage to read the books by the end of tomorrow, which I don't think is the case. But I decided to prolong myself the readathon by 1 day because of the situation that happened yesterday. So I think I can do this for myself to, that wasn't like an event or something that I could have said, no, I can't go or whatever. Like, it's not like that. It was actually a medical situation. So I think I can grant myself 1 extra day. So I am now attempting to finish by the end of Friday. So I have the rest of today, which is like 1 hour, and then Thursday and Friday to finish these 2 books. And I mean, it's not completely impossible, but it is very challenging. So yeah, that is the update for now. And I'm going to start Scribd All Over the Earth. Hello, it is now Thursday evening, it is 8 p.m. and yeah, finished work at 5, did dishes, and then I turned on G's sprints from last week, from last Friday that I missed, where she introduced all the implinks, and so I wanted to rewatch it later because I didn't have time to watch it on Friday. So I put it on and I want to read, and I mean, this so far is very interesting. I'm only 18 pages in, but so far I'm like, I want to know what's going on. But I'm so tired and I'm feeling so miserable that I just don't wanna. You probably can see it even on my face. I'm so tired. I already fell asleep a couple times, not while reading yet, but before I was playing a game on my phone. And yeah, fell asleep while playing the game. Yeah, since yesterday I also been feeling a bit of a sore throat or something. Usually, like I would have that, not often, but you know, here and there. And then I would go to sleep, and in the morning the next day I would feel fine. But now that's not the case, and today I'm still feeling it, and it feels like it's getting worse and worse. And I've had tea for it, like herb tea that helps with that, and now I have a different herb tea that is supposed to help with that. Nothing's helping, it still hurts, and I'm just not in the mood to read, but I still have this much of this book to read and like 100 pages of the other book to read today or tomorrow, the latest, if I really give myself the grace of one extra day. And I just don't want to read at all. And I just feel like such a failure because I've been doing so great the entire month. And now the last day, I'm just like, I can't anymore. That is the update. You can probably also hear it on my voice that something is happening in my throat. I just wanted to update you that I'm struggling. Gonna try to read a bit more and see how it goes. All right, it is now Friday evening and I just finished work and I just thought I would update you quickly. It is now September 1st, so the readathon has officially ended. So it is time now to go, well, there is some tennis and on TV in the background, and it's time to just sit back and read. Even though I'm not sure if I'm gonna read this one today because this one I have longer left. I'm now on page 40 or 41, so not that much, and this reads quite slow, but so far I'm really enjoying it. It has very interesting idea. I'm really enjoying this one so far. But maybe like this one will go much faster, so I think I could finish this one actually today. You can't see what it is. It is the Death on the Range. And also because I don't like the audiobook. The audiobook is read by the author, but since it's not like autobiography, it doesn't really matter to me. And it's not good. I don't like the audiobook at all. Like the tone of the people, how they speak, the accent, not the accents, the intonation they use. I just don't like it whatsoever. So I think I will just read it physically on the Kindle, on the Kindle. So I think I'm actually gonna focus on this one so I can finish it today and count it to the spreadsheet. And then after that, I will go for Scattered All Over the Earth. And yeah, once I finish these 2 books, I will wrap up the vlog. That's the deal. And I don't want to read. It is now Saturday, 12:30 noon. and I just spent almost 1 hour scrolling on TikTok. I didn't open TikTok the entire August because I just was so busy doing everything else and so motivated and everything. And it just like, I didn't even think of TikTok. I don't want to read so bad. I just spent 1 hour on TikTok. I just don't want to. The struggle is real. This book that I'm reading, Death on the Range, I'm now about page 52. I think like on Kindle it's page 52. There is like 117 pages. So I'm like halfway through or whatever, I don't know. And it's bad. It's really bad. Like I expected this to be a fun, cozy mystery. But not only is the audiobook awful, the book itself is awful. So basically what happens is there is this range, so like shooting range. So they have archery and they have also like gun shooting. And this woman, our main character, who like the book is told from her perspective, first person, she just gets employed there, recommended by a friend. And so she starts there, and then a couple days in, one of the archers is murdered. And the only thing they can talk about is about how bad this is going to be for the range itself, that it's gonna get closed. Nobody wants to go practice at the range where somebody was murdered. And that's the only thing they talk about. And then finally, when they are like, oh, wait, maybe we should be actually sad for the person who was murdered and for the murder itself, that there is a murderer here because nobody from outside could get in. So it was somebody from inside, apparently. Then they're like, oh, yeah, I'm such a horrible person. They start laughing. And then they're like, yeah, but I can't blame her. She was such a beautiful corpse. What? What did you just say? I never heard that. Like, the person who was murdered looked better dead than they looked alive. That is so bad. I hate it so much. I hate this book so much. And I don't want to read. I so don't want to read. But it is now Saturday. And on Monday, I have a book club for a book I haven't even started. So I have to read. I have to read. I don't know what to do, you guys. Suffer through. Hate read it. Maybe I could hate read it. You know, some people do that. Some people hate read. I could just give you an update every single time something awful is written. Like, I'm sorry. I really thought this would be a cute, cozy mystery. I never read a cozy mystery before, so I was excited. There is a huge dog. The breed is Great Dane. And those are the cutest dogs. So the dog is cute, but that's the extent of it. So I'm gonna go suffer now. Yep. I know this book is from 2015. Wasn't that bad then, I guess, or that was before the entire thing about the sentence blew up, but it's not making the book better. Just saying. Okay, finished the book. It is, what is it now? 7 p.m. So I finished the book and I didn't find any other things that were particularly ridiculous about it until the end, but then the last sentence got me again. So I want to read this to you, but this is a spoiler. So if you plan to read this book, if you plan to read Death on the Range by Nikki Haverstock, skip to the time I put here, because it doesn't say names of the victim and of the murderer, but it does say from which group of people they are. So that would be half of a spoiler. So if you want to avoid that, skip to the time. So I want to read this to you. So this is the last 3 sentences. And so one of them, like kind of the one who runs the range, is like, in one day we lost 2 of our top 3 ranked archers. Who's gonna fill the gap? And then our main character says, I look at Mary. We exchange a side hug and burst out laughing. Like, they just found out who is the murderer of the person who was murdered last night. So they should have been devastated, even though they didn't like the person who was murdered. It's still a tragedy. Still, somebody was murdered, and somebody was a murderer from their group, and they just burst out laughing. No, 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 no. Awful book. I mean, some parts of it, like, it wasn't the worst book I've ever read, but some things were absolutely ridiculous, tone deaf, absolutely, like, non-believable. Didn't like any of the characters, very annoying. Absolutely not interested in reading any further book from this author or in this series or anything. So that's that. And only one book is left in the Beastmaster, and that is Scattered All Over the Earth. But I think I will be taking a little break now. It is now Saturday, and I have a book club on Monday for which I haven't started the book yet. So I will now read that book, and when I finish that book, and after the book discussion on Monday, I will continue Scattered All Over the Earth. So then I will get back to you. All right, hello. I am now back. It is Tuesday evening. It's like 11 p.m. I just finished off my Tuesday sprint. Yeah, yesterday was the live show for weather, so it's now time to go back to Orilium and finish my Scattered All Over the World book. This is the last book for the readathon. And yeah, today I got to page 61. I don't think I'll be able to read any more today because I'm getting kind of tired. But yeah, so far I'm enjoying this, and it's one of the few occasions recently when I'm reading a book and my brain doesn't race towards other books. It doesn't go into like, oh, I would like to be reading this book and I need to read that book and I need to read that book. No, when I'm reading this, I actually feel very calm and confident in my book choice. So that's very welcomed. Alright, hello, it is now Thursday evening. It is about 7:30, and I'm talking to you from the kitchen because I am going to bake something, so I thought I would bring you with me. Also, what I want to talk to you about is yesterday I went to town. I went to library and I got some books preparing for the spooky season, so I thought I would show you some of them. Well, I would show you the books that I got, all of them. Here they are. So let me go through them. So first of them is a book I've been interested in for a long time, but I just never got to it because it's so big. And it is big, look at the chonker. But this is really ugly edition. This is not the edition I wanted. This is movie cover edition, but oh well, that's what it is. And it is a Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. And this is witches set in Oxford, in the library, or like that. That's kind of like where it starts, about some kind of old manuscript. And I don't know, people just really enjoy this book from what I heard, and I love witch stories, so I'm really curious to read this one. Second book I got is The Leopard by Jo Nesbø. I want to restart reading the series because this is the 8th book in Harry Hole series. I started them from the first book and I read until the 7th one, which is The Snowman, which is the most famous one. And then I never continued because I kind of started Bookstagram and Booktube and I was just swiped in all of the other new releases and everything else. So I never continued, but now I want to go back to it. And I love Nesbø's books, and at least the Harry Hole series. So this one, but it's also a chunker, it's like 600 pages. So finally hoping to get to that one. Next book is Dark Academia thriller, kind of. That's why I got it, because I'm kind of in Dark Academia kick. I like Dark Academia books, and I just thought I was gonna get some books. So I saved some on Scribd because I didn't want to get all of them from library, it's just too overwhelming, but the ones that I couldn't find on audiobook, I got from library. So one of them is The Maidens by Alex Michaelides. I read The Silent Patient. Was it in this vlog? I think it was in this vlog. And I'm intrigued. I know people don't like this one. People are like, absolutely not with this one. So I'm curious why. So I want to read this. But yeah, it's set in some university, and they have some kind of a group called the Maidens, group of students called the Maidens, which is a group under the sinister influence of the enigmatic professor Edward Fosca. And yeah, there are some murders happening on the campus and stuff, so it's gonna be interesting, I think. Next book is another Dark Academia, and it is For Your Own Good, even though this looks more like a thriller, and it is, but it's also set in academy, specifically prestigious Belmont Academy. Yeah, nobody has seen his wife in a long time, and it somehow comes into play, and I don't know. It's supposed to be some Dark Academy and thriller, so we'll see. But this is the next one. It's by Samantha Downing. And then the last book I got, I just saw it. This is not Dark Academia, but Denise actually recommended it in her one of the latest videos about, yeah, was it Fall Tag, I think? And it is Just Like Home by Sarah Gailey. And I think this is some kind of gothic horror story. I don't know if it's horror, but I mean, from the cover it definitely looks like it. And yeah, it is basically our main character's father is a serial killer, and that's how she grew up. She knew about it, and now she goes back to the house where she grew up, and I don't know, it's gonna bring out lots of memories for her, and some weird things start happening. So I'm really excited. And so this is the stack. It's pretty big stack, so I hope I'll be able to get to all of them. Obviously, that's why I got them from library. And now I decided to bake something for Henrik, because I saw a TikTok the other day saying that, okay, men bring women flowers when they want to like surprise them, be nice, do something nice for them. What is the equivalent for men, like that women can do for men? And yeah, obviously it was flowers, one of the options, but then I asked actually Henrik like what he would consider to be equivalent, what he would like. And he said that actually like his favorite snack, like to buy his favorite snack or bake, but that's for bonus points only, because obviously it's not the same level of effort to bake something and to buy flowers in the store. So it was like for extra points, bonus points to bake it. So I decided to bake something today to surprise him. He doesn't know I'm gonna bake, and yeah, he's not home. He'll come home later, and it's not his favorite snack, but we have some fruits left over that I can use up in this cake, and this is my childhood favorite cake, so I hope I can make it work when it's vegan, because it's not originally vegan cake, but I have a vegan version, so we'll see how that goes. And I want to spoil him. He deserves it, because he's been really great support for me always, but especially lately, because today actually I got the notification that I got appointment at the doctor. Yeah, regarding the procedure that I was told about last week in the hospital. So that is actually on Halloween, 31st of October. So I've got some time to think about it until then. Then I'll get to talk to a doctor and to see if I want to proceed or not. I don't know. I just got kind of like a freak out, because I started researching for like what are the risks. And there are some risks. They are really low, but there are still some risks. And it just overall like kind of overwhelmed me today, and I kind of had a little meltdown. But he was right there next to me and just hugging me, trying to calm me down, and he just deserves a cake. So I'm gonna make a cake. So it is in the oven. I don't think I showed you the last bit because I just forgot to press record, of course, as I usually do. But there it is baking. It looks like tomatoes, but it's strawberries. It doesn't look very appetizing right now, but we'll see. I hope it is delicious. So we'll see. Now it's time to read a little bit. Gotta go sit down and read some scattered all over the earth, which I'm still enjoying, actually. Which I'm still really enjoying. Yeah, I need to finish it so I can start my September reads. Hello. Yeah.
It's a muffin.
Nee.
It won't be muffin.
Nee. Hello. It is now a couple days later. I don't know the last time I talked to you anymore. It is now Monday evening, and as you can probably hear, I've been sick. So I think I mentioned before that I've been feeling a little bit like a sore throat and whatever, like a little bit sick. But on Friday it actually started to, like, I was actually feeling sick. I didn't feel like updating you. I didn't feel like doing anything all weekend. So I was just, you know, lying on the sofa, not doing all that much. But I have a little update with Scattered All Over the Earth. I am now 137 pages in. So over halfway, maybe 2/3. I thought that this book was set in the future because it is set in a world where it is our world. It is starts in Denmark, moves on to Germany, but it is in a world where Japan no longer exists. People no longer remember even the name of the country. People don't speak the language. There are no more Japanese people. Nothing. It's just our main character, Hiruko. She is Japanese and she lives in Denmark or in Scandinavia. She has been kind of all over the place. And one day she finds out that there is some kind of a food festival happening in Germany, ran by a person called Tenzo, which is a Japanese word. So potentially Japanese name could be. So she wants to go meet this person, hoping that she'll be finally able to meet another Japanese person and be able to speak Japanese to this person. It evolves from there, and we meet other characters, and some things happen, and it's very interesting. Like, I like the writing style, and I like the book so far. But then yesterday I realized that there is a real life event mentioned, and it's not set in the future at all. It's actually set in 2011, when there was the worst terrorist attack in Norway caused by the horrible man called Anders Breivik. This book mentions him, and this book mentions the terrorist attack. At first, it just said that there was terrorist attack in Oslo or in Norway, but it didn't go much deeper into that. And then when they started explaining, I was like, yeah, I don't know. I didn't immediately connect the dots that would be the terrorist attack. I thought it was fiction. But it's clearly talking about the attack caused by Breivik back in 2011. And then there is even Breivik mentioned by name. It doesn't say his first name, but it says his second name, but it's not saying that he caused the attack. So we have some kind of different reality, I suppose, or we'll find out still if Breivik in the book is also the Breivik who caused the attack. But I just feel like it's so strange. And then I was looking, and there is nothing said about that this work is so work of fiction, and that names or places are fictional, which obviously the places are not fictional because it is talking about Germany and about real places in Germany and real architecture, and then Denmark and Oslo and everything. So obviously the places are not fake. But I expected at least the characters would be fake. But hey ho, we have a character called Breivik in Oslo during the terrorist attack that perfectly matches the terrorist attack that Breivik caused in Oslo in 2011. And I just don't know how to feel about it.
like I'm gonna continue and read. Like I now wanna know what the hell that has to do with anything, and if that carries any significance for the book, because if it doesn't, I think it is quite insensitive to have it there this way. And if we don't really dive into it, what Breivik had to do with the attack, I feel like it's very ignorant to just put Breivik as the innocent guy. And I'll be mad. Like now just talking about it, I kind of feel like my like tears coming into my eyes because of the horrible things that he did. Back then I wasn't even in Scandinavia, so it didn't even feel personal or anything. But now I am, and I just can't imagine how horrible that must have been to be, I don't know, in Oslo especially when that happened, and just in general. So I feel weird about that. So I'm going to continue reading. Also, I found out that this is apparently a first book in a trilogy, which I had absolutely zero idea. So we'll see. Okay, on my sprints now. It's Tuesday evening, like 10:30, and this book is just it's hitting. The issues I told you about, they are still there, still the same. Yes. But there's just something about this guy and about his relationship with his mom that I'm just like, I know exactly how you feel, and just reading it, I feel anxious. Yeah, here's one sentence that I'm like, you hit the nail on the head. Yeah, because his mother is very much interested in Eskimo people and wants to help them. I'm using Eskimo because that's what they use here. I heard that's inappropriate word to use, offensive. I'm not educated on this topic whatsoever, so I apologize if that is offensive. But that's the word they use in the book, so that's what I'm using, just for the sake of it. I actually, I don't know. Yeah, the main guy, he's also like a linguist, and he says, not that I wasn't interested in learning Eskimo languages, but knowing how thrilled my mother would be if I started researching Eskimo languages, maybe I'd been subconsciously avoiding them. I'm like, I exactly know what you mean. Exactly. And there is so many things like this where it's like just go, no. Okay, it is time to give you a final update of the vlog and of the autumn equinox. It is now Thursday evening, September 14th, and just now, like now, I finished Scattered All Over the Earth by Yoko Tawada. Yeah, what I said before about the attack and how distasteful that was, it was never addressed again. We've got a terrorist attack, and there is this guy Breivik who apparently works in the sushi bar, and that's it. No connection, never talked about before. Disgusting, to be honest. I don't know what the point of that was, but it bothers me a lot. So overall, I really enjoyed reading it. Like, I actually had fun, and it was this kind of book, like I have maybe 15 books lined up now next that I want to get to. So that's how I usually have it. And then when I read a book, I usually feel in the back of my mind that I want to be reading the other book. But then I got to this one, and suddenly I didn't feel like I wanted to read a different book until the last 20 pages maybe. But the most of the book, I felt like really comfortable in it. I really enjoyed it, just the reading experience. However, the plot completely over my head. I don't understand anything. We have Hiruko, our main character, who is from Japan, from a country that she hasn't heard much from in years. And yeah, she's trying to find some fellow Japanese people, but there are none. When there is a chance of a potentially Japanese person in Germany having some kind of a course, she travels to Germany to meet this Japanese person. And that's basically the premise of the story. And she meets other people. She meets a Danish guy, she meets Indian trans woman, she meets German woman. It's a mix of people, and it's interesting dynamic. It's exploring expectations, relationships, purpose in life, language, cultures, but not very deeply.
It all just kind of goes on the surface of all of it. It's trying to say something, but it never actually says it. And then there are some things that definitely don't sit well. Like, for example, the terrorist attack in Oslo. Like, it didn't matter to the story whatsoever. It only mattered because then they traveled to Oslo because this guy couldn't get out of Oslo because of this attack. But that was the only reason why there was the attack. I didn't feel like it gave anything else to the story. And it was the worst terrorist attack in Scandinavia in history. And just to so bluntly use it here and name the murderer as just some random guy in the restaurant is absolutely unacceptable in my eyes. Unless I completely misunderstood what the author was trying to say. The ending was very strange. It is apparently first in a trilogy, so obviously we are going to continue with all the traveling. But like the last scene, the conversation, it was just so cringe, so annoying, so frustrating. It was just lots of things thrown around and nobody dared to discuss and deal with. I didn't like that. While I'm saying I did enjoy it, I also hated it at the same time. So I think if it wasn't for the very insensitive Oslo situation going on and the odd conversations that never actually had any sense. So I would have given it 3 stars, I think, because it was fun. I love the cover. It could have been the best Japanese book I've read. But then there are some things that I absolutely don't understand why the author wrote that way or why it was in the book. Yeah, so we're gonna take some stars down. I haven't run it through the Copal, so I'm not sure what it will come out as, but I would say 2 stars, I think. I think 1 star will be too brutal. So I think we'll go with 2 stars. That was the last book for my Beastmaster calling. Given I did finish it 2 weeks late, which is almost like half a month late, I don't think I will count that I passed Beastmaster this year. Did not. If I finished it within like maybe 5 days, I would have been like, yeah, I'm gonna give myself some grace and, count it. But it took me 2 weeks, so I don't think I can count it. This is the last of the Autumn Equinox Orilium, and it is time to wrap it up. It's time to leave Orilium for the season, have some vacation, have some fun. I think that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave me in a comment down below a little earth, like a globe emoji. It just means so much to me when you guys watch these videos. So if you watch this far, please leave down below a little earth emoji so I know you watched this far. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, also like and subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye!